So it was about time for a review of the Norda 005. I've had this shoe for almost 1 year now. So this is the trail super shoe that I've tested in one of the most iconic and beautiful races in Norway, the Lofoten Ultra-Trail. I did attempt 50 miles, but I DNF'd at cutoff time at 55k. So was it the shoe's fault? Partly, but mostly it was on me, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened and hopefully help you from making the same critical mistake that I did. So I first heard about Norda a while back, Canadian brand with a good reputation and known for insane durability. So I've seen runners doing plenty of miles before they have to retire the shoe. Running in Norwegian trails is often wet rocks, roots and unpredictable conditions. So the 005 made sense to me. So I ordered this through a Norwegian store. And lucky for me, I got a discount code because you need it. It's a very high retail price. And going back to the value proposition of the shoe, that's something we're gonna cover later. So right out of the box, the first thing you notice when you hold the shoe is how light it is. Norda claims that the weight is 214 grams in US 8.5. This level of cushioning, that's impressive engineering. And then one thing about the sizing, Norda recommends to size 1/2 size up, and that's exactly spot on. I just followed their website. So the Norda 005 ships with 2 insoles, and I have now is the one meant for training miles, which is more cushioned. However, they also have a race day insole, which is lighter, thinner, and designed to shave off a few grams, and not to reel too much of my DNF mistake, but the insole has definitely a part of that story. So looking at the upper, this is the biodynama mesh. It's actually the same material used in boat ropes, in sailing, for example. And this mesh is designed to be really good at water drainage. And the entire course I went through at the Lofoten, there were pretty wet sections. I was draining up really quickly, and since the shoe breathes very well, my feet never got overheated. The first issue I encountered with the shoe, and that was related to the heel. So looking at the heel color, it's pretty minimal. There is no thick padding, just some small pods. And on my foot, it was digging into my Achilles. It was reminding me of another shoe, which is the Outnorth Ultra, which shares very similar design. For me, it's the same problem. It only happens on my right foot. So I was a bit annoyed, like this was my second shoe with heel issues. And I started doing more research and found some heel protectors. And once the heel issue was sorted with the 005, this became one of the most fun shoes I've had. It's so light, nimble, and the Outnorth midsole is really responsive as well. For me, it doesn't feel like the fastest shoe, but it's very well balanced for feeling connected to the trail, which is something I feel is important. When I started training in this, my plan was to use it during the race. I got so excited about this shoe, but I knew that I hadn't braked in the shoe enough. And being honest about my training preparation for the race, it was definitely not good enough. So life happens. I didn't get enough running into my schedule. I had very high lack of long runs. And now we have the race day. So the first leg starts with a long asphalt stretch. It's around 70k and before we hit the mountains. So this wasn't the place I was expecting this shoe to shine, but it was performing good enough. And my feet felt fresh going into the first mountain section. And this is where you can really feel the difference between a Mega Grip and the Mega Grip Elite that sits in this shoe. It gives you a more sticky feeling. It's not on the same level as the VJ shoes I've reviewed, but it's pretty damn good. And looking at the pattern of the shoe, this just reminds me that they have to be inspired by Tetris, and the lug is being 4mm. So going up this first mountain leg, you have 360 degree over the Lofoten mountains. You see the sea on each side. It's pretty spectacular. And I had a good feeling still, light on foot. And this was exactly the feeling I was hoping for. So then we came to another leg. It was about 30k. We started a section on gravel, and as soon as I hit the asphalt again, and then I started to suffer from pain under my foot blades. And this is where I have to take full responsibility. And the problem was the insole. So just a couple of days before the race, I switched over to the race day insoles. I was just testing them. I could see the race day insole was a bit thinner. I didn't think so much about it. I didn't have any long runs to test, so forgot to switch back. So the race day insole felt like sandpaper underneath my foot blades, and it started actually to eat through my right sock, which is a dual layer sock. So at the aid station at 40k, I was checking my foot blades and they were developing really bad blisters. And going into the next leg, which is also a very dramatic and spectacular mountain section, the Mega Grip Elite was again performing really good, but I was still feeling the pain underneath my foot blade. So at 55k, I didn't make the cutoff time, and this was my first ever DNF. So if we look at the durability right now, it's only been 150k in total. That's still not much. Looks remarkably good. I don't see much tearing, and the Arsenal midsole have not packed out any meals. So looking at the recap of my race, this was a big insole mistake, but again, I was definitely not in shape. I think from a manufacturing cost, if Norda just shipped one insole, this would definitely help to bring the price down a bit. So it would have been fun if somebody else watched this video, sharing the same experience me. If so, please comment below what's your experience with the insoles. To the verdict, I will give it an 8 out of 10. I still love the shoe. Just fix the heel color. I know that Norda is working on the more ultra distance version of the shoe coming out later in this year, and hopefully that shoe with a fixed heel padding. But looking into the different comments on Norda's website, I could also see somebody else struggling with the heel problem, so it's probably not just me. So why is it still an 8? So the weight is extraordinary. The Mega Grip Elite is really good. It's so nimble, light, responsive. The level of cushioning with the Arsenal midsole, very well balanced. And the Dyneema upper breathability and the drainage, something I've been looking for in a shoe. And looking into more trail shoes, I would definitely love to see more shoes with the Mega Grip Elite because that performs very well. And I think this is a versatile shoe with impressive engineering. So who is this shoe for? So for wide foot runners, this is absolutely approved. I think from the type of distance I would use it in, maybe just keep it to the 50, 60k. I think like I'm not the most lightweight runner, so I definitely could have needed some more cushioning, but doing the mix from road to trail, this absolutely was good enough. So if you're doing a more technical mountain run, I would chosen a more technical shoe like the VJ iRock Plus, which I've had a review of before. So I've signed up for the race once more this year. Will I bring this shoe again? Well, that depends. I also have some other shoes that I will do more testing in. I have the VJ Ultra-Trail that is a bit more high stacked cushioned ride. So what type of shoe I will choose, I will bring into another video. So every DNF teaches you something, and this was a lesson learned for me, and I would like to hear your thoughts about this shoe in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to follow more content. I have a review of the VJ Ultra-Trail next, so hope to see you in the next one. Bye.